Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I take this hearing seriously, and everybody up here represents about 700,000 people. And people I represent don't agree necessarily by the same margins with some of the other folks that sit up here. I represent a district where people oppose, in large part, this law. And that's just a fact. So when I speak, it's not Tim Griffin giving you my opinion only. I'm speaking for Americans who have grave concerns. So I think this is important to have this discussion. And I've heard today talk about passing bills that have zero chance of becoming law, don't want to improve the law. Well, last time I checked, 7 of those that we've passed have become law. I'm holding the list right here. So if you doubt that we want to improve it as well as get rid of it, they're not, these are not inconsistent. You have a long-term goal and a short-term goal. And we've passed numerous bills here that the president has signed into law, at least 7. And the biggest change, the gutting, at least for 1 year, of the employer mandate, that's what my bill was introduced to do. The worst the White House could say about it was that it was redundant. I wanted to comply with the law. I thought it would be better if Congress spoke on that, on that issue. So I take issue with the idea that that somehow these bills can't become law. I think there are a lot of laws that people on both sides of the aisle oppose, and they will work their time in Congress to repeal them. This is one of them that I'm focused on. But I want to mention a number of things here. Sometimes I feel like the discussion is not rooted in the reality that I hear. Okay? So I'm going to get away from my opinions, get away from the opinion writers, and I just want to read some of these headlines from news stories so that we can all agree that this is out there around the country. I think this is important. So I'm going to just read some of these. The AP, Florida insurance officials say rates will rise under the ACA. Georgia insurance rates spike under Obamacare. Chattanooga business owner says Obamacare costing workers pay raises and benefits. Maryland consumers could see 25% premium increases under Obamacare. UNA asks student employees to work fewer hours. Half of Affordable Care Act call center jobs will be part-time. Obamacare to impact Franklin County workers. Wisconsin grocery store forced to cut hours due to Obamacare. White Castle on Obamacare. We may only hire part-time workers. WellPoint sees small employers dropping health coverage. Growing worries about Obamacare forcing insurers out of state markets. Full-time versus part-time workers, restaurants weigh Obamacare. Obamacare forces work hour limits for students. Brevard cuts some workers' part-time hours to avoid Obamacare rules. Obamacare delays a relief for a family business. Texas business owner facing $1 million in annual Obamacare costs. And I have pages and pages and pages and pages, and I'll be reading these on the floor of the House tonight. But the point is, these aren't manufactured concerns. These aren't opinions. These are the Hill and the Missourian and Huffington Post and others. I mean, these are real news articles. So in a serious way, I'm trying to convey that a lot of our objections and concern reflect the concerns of our constituents. I hear it every day. I got a text on the way, I was over doing a 1 minute. On the way over here, I got a text from a constituent who has my cell phone number, most do, telling me her objections to Obamacare and the Affordable Care Act. So this is real, and it's real for our constituents, and I just want to make sure that you hear that side of it. It's not all Washington speak. We're communicating what our constituents are telling us, and they're scared and they're concerned. Thank you all for coming up. Appreciate your time.